All right, Kenman here. Today we have a Ticonic. First Ticonic on the channel. Nice little sticker right there. Cool case. This came from KevinSmithandKnives. He sent me a group of his cool knives to check out, share with all of you when he also had made some shelves for my live stream. Really nice shelves, thanks to Kevin. Check out the lives regularly. Standard one on Thursday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Shut up, Kenman, open the box. Real nice case for these Ticonics right here. First one on the channel. Thank you, Kevin. Today, we have the Ticonic 1. Boom. Look at this. Soak it in. A lot of cool stuff going on with this knife. Let's check it out. All right, so flips out, easy. Button actuated top, liner lock. You see that liner inside there? Button actuates the liner, so it is not a standard button lock. We have that top liner lock. Very cool. Action's pretty good. Of course, right when I say that, I miss the close and miss the open. Enjoy. Welcome to the KDK network. Okay, the Ticonic 1. Very cool. Yeah, it gives me some fun, smaller daily user kind of vibes. These little spots where they're kind of forcing you to put your fingers. You grab on back here, and I have a larger hand. My pinky almost wants to start falling off on that back grip, but surprisingly, even for the size it is, it still kind of fits in there all right. Although you got that choke up spot. I love those. So you choke up in there, couple of the middle finger, the ring finger, get kind of stuck in that position there. Your pinky hangs on the end. You got this extra in the back. Feels really good in the hand. Not a large knife, so it's like a manageable. Sure. Just for carrying, daily user, maybe you have a specific size requirement that you're not allowed to carry past or something like that. This might fall under it. Still packs a good punch though. We've got an M390 blade labeled right there. Got the little Ticonic logo, and then that is it. This is exactly, I think companies branding sometimes can be a little excessive. I think that the blade steel and letting you know what company made it is really all it is required for me personally. What do you prefer? Do you like it when they have the extra serial numbers on there and a big huge maker's mark? I mean, if there's a designer and stuff, you want to put that designer's mark on there, I get that. That doesn't bother me either, but I like just being able to enjoy the design of the knife more than all the branding all over it. Some of those companies that will go and put a huge words and stuff all over the blade. I don't think it's a banner for ads. I think it's a knife for enjoyment, use, tool, cutting things, right? Anyway, here we go. Ticonic 1. Feels good in the hand. That M390, solid. I just went for the liner. No play. So this is a button liner lock, so it is going to kind of have a detent more than a regular button lock would. You can see that button pop up right at the end there. It is pretty solid going in. Thumb out works pretty well. Flick out. It's a little stiff. I don't mind that though, because you don't want it to have a ton of play. I can't even get it out, so oh, see, it gets stuck in there. When you can talk a knife. See that one, once it's in there, that detent holds it in very well. That is what you want. Boom, pulls it in, yet you can still thumb it out, flip it out. It does require a little bit more on that flick out. I think some people that if they're not real good with the flick, might not enjoy that as much. I kind of prefer that method, so I'm fairly decent at it, but I could see how someone might not enjoy that as much. So button only, can just swing it out with the button if you desire. Oh, that kind of sticks in there a little bit. You do have to push that button down pretty good because it is actuating that liner in there that you can see. You're getting the pressure of the liner pushing back. It's got a little bit of more pressure than a normal like button lock does, but it's got more strength and reliability, as people will say, to having that liner lock. but you do have to push it far enough to get it to drop. So I think that's kind of the thing. I wasn't pushing it in quite hard enough there on that open. Nice little accent ring. Other than that, really just that black wash, where then they kind of knock it down a little bit on the edges, give it that kind of slightly broken in feel. The gold accent on the pivot collar, and then the gold accent on that backspacer right there. Got a little jimps on there as well. Jimps up on the top. These are nice jimps. Go out to there. That's a good amount for this size knife. I always like a ton of jimps. They got that swedge on there. So this is decent though. They feel good. I like them. I like this knife a lot. This would be one that I could almost carry as a fifth pocket, regular type of a user. Just feels good in the hand. Tip is in a great spot. Nice little belly on there, but the tip still is in a spot where it's easy to get in and do some work. When they got that huge belly on the front, it's going to be more of a like a Skinner type of a blade shape versus like this or like a Warncliffe or something. You get that point in a better spot for just doing that work. That's just my personal kind of opinion. Does have a dual grind there, so you got a little grind in there, and then the final one out there. Interesting. I like the choke up spot. It does feel good. They are creating these 3 little spots. That one is larger. It kind of forces your fingers into those positions. If you had really skinny fingers, I could see how it might forcibly push them apart a little bit. That sometimes when they make a grip like that, it doesn't fit every hand perfectly, but I can say for me, that feels great. I like those. Don't mind it at all. Big old lanyard hole right there. Huge space for throwing one through. Clip cannot be swapped to the other side. No love for the lefties, which, you know, when you got a button actuated liner lock like this, this is ideal for a lefty or righty. I would think, you know, they really like keeping that show side nice. They don't want that extra screw hole right there. That's unfortunate, but still not a bad deal, because if like I were to carry this would almost be more of a secondary. And since I am a lefty, carry the lefty in my main in my left pocket, and then I carry this one in the right pocket, and now doesn't really matter. I don't mind that much. Clip is interesting. Not sure how I feel about how well that works. It's kind of unique, but it might be fine. I haven't really carried it much, so I can't really form much of an opinion on it. Boom. Action does feel really nice, though. I dig it. All right, what are we missing here? Blade is centered nicely. Good materials. M390 and the titanium. That's a solid knife right there. All right. Ooh, it's short. 6 3/4, maybe just under 6 3/4 on the total length. Blade just under 3. If you go to that angle right there, you could say that's 3 inches, but it's really more like 2 7/8. And the cutting surface is 2.5 with a slight curve on the belly, and 3 7/8 on the handle alone. Where is my, oh, there it is. Got it. Moving some stuff around, doing some rearranging and work over the weekend. I was like, where did I set that thing? Okay. Ooh, is that really that thick up there? 0.15. I love you. You know, is it required? Is it something maybe, you know, a lot of knives, smaller knives, average size knives will be 0.1, 0.09, 0.1, 0.11. This is a small knife. 0.15. That is a hog. I love it. I like a thicker, beefier blade, so it doesn't bother me at all. It does drop to 12 along this swedge line and kind of taper out, but right there, 0.15 holds all the way out past the hole right there. That little decorative swedge on the top, the dual grind on the bottom. Nice looking shape. Nice looking mirror edge too. It looks like it's pretty sharp. Okay, handle 0.48. These little finger spots 0.63, 0.68. Thickest back here 9.1. thickest on the blade, 1.03. The flashing battery will never end. It's gonna live forever. All right. Ooh. If anything I've noticed, that's the one thing is pushing in, not saying it's necessarily a negative, but pushing in the button, as you saw, like when I went like that, trying to close it, you have to make sure you push that button in pretty good. I damaged the tip of this finger long ago, so I don't have good pressure on that little end spot, so I can't always feel with my left hand that I'm pushing in as much. But see, when you push it in all the way, yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm just getting used to the knife. When you push it in all the way, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place here. It swings more free, but because it's a button actuated liner, you're getting that liner pressure against it, which is nice. This has a good detent, a good feel for it. You just have to push that button in a little bit further. It is recessed down as well, so if you got a big meaty finger, you might not be able to push that in as far. It works. I'm just getting a little used to it. It's fine. 3.62. Heavy for a smaller size. Here is the Kaiser Drop Bear Compare. 3.29 for that Kaiser. 3.62. So definitely a heavier knife for the smaller size. They didn't skimp on a weight. Full thickness on the titanium on there. It's got a little bit of cutout on this side, you can see, to relieve a little bit of weight, and then that super thick blade just gives it that meat. I prefer a heavier knife. What do you like? Lighter, heavier, somewhere in between? Here is the Drop Bear Compare, brought to you by Kaiser. This is a great daily user, not quite full size. Awesome little knife. Same size as your pyrites, your bug outs, your daily users that everyone's kind of familiar with. The Drop Bear Compare. We're a 1/4 inch shorter on the front, maybe an 1/8 on the back. 1/2 inch or so, 3/4 smaller overall. It looks like it's a lot smaller, but it's really not that much smaller. Check out a Drop Bear if you want. They do come cleaner than this. I know. I should probably do something about that. Okay, here it is, the Ticonic one. Thanks again to Kevin for sending me a few of his really, really cool knives to check out. We'll go ahead and do a little paper cut test. This is his. I don't know how much he's used it or sharpened it. I almost think I see a little burr right there. Might have cut a few things with it, but it still looks like it's pretty much the factory edge on there. It's got a little, it's because it's 0.15 at the back. It's thick, so look at how short of a space it has to go and split that paper apart. So you can kind of feel that and maybe even hear it. It just has a little thickness. It goes through, no problem at all. That's nice. I give it about an 8, 8.5. Realistically, it's a fantastic edge because you're going from nothing to 0.15 in less than an inch. So it's going to naturally cause a little bit more friction than a thin slicey blade. I'd say that's still slicey though, really. I mean, can't complain about that at all. Action is pretty fun. The top liner locks, the button actuated liner lock, whatever you call it. Nice, reliable. People love a liner lock. People love the action of a button lock. Maybe if I wouldn't screw this up here at the end of the video, Kenman. It's not edited. We're doing it. We're live. Here we are. This is a fun one. This would be a great secondary carry for me. If you have a smaller hand or you prefer smaller knives, this could be a great main. I mean, this is a really nice knife. High quality. Good fun. I dig it. Check out the Ticonic one. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.